Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
You think you've got what it takes?
Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life. Electric word, life will be forever. That's my own time. But I'm gonna say, it's something else.
2 decades have shaped the world.
Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
These go to 11.
Good evening, one. Good evening, all, and welcome to Tuesday Night Thunder Shock Series. It's me, Joe Lo, up here in the booth with Big Al, and we're going to be calling for you the next solid hour of racing here on the service. I'm joined by Big Al, as usual, for the first time, actually. This is my first time I'm calling this, with Kobe Jordan down in the truck. This is a new one for me. Big Al, I'm just glad to be here, and tell me a little bit about how excited I should be for what I'm about to see.
Definitely should be super excited, man, because this small track is going to pack a big punch for us here tonight, and we're going to be able to see if James Watson is actually going to be able to recover from a pretty spectacular crash there just that happened a week before we were off and get back up to his dominating stance here in the series. Also, Sean Signor is going to be down there tonight. If anything, he's the Scrooge in the whole event. Seems like he's down there trying to cancel Christmas for the Watson family. So That's going to make it super exciting. And we also got a special paint scheme that I heard about from Mr. Drew Bernardi. So, yeah, big things happening down on the course tonight.
All right. Lots to be excited about, and it sounds like there is a king of the castle, so to speak, that I'm going to be keeping an eye out for here. And I want to see how James Watson fares tonight. It's a short track for these guys, but the car seems uniquely fit for some shenanigans. Here we have a little bit of a spin-out situation already, but we've got about 11 racers set to go tonight. It looks like it's going to be an exciting one.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I think this one's going to be a little different. You know, the small wings of these cars just totally adapt well to this compact racetrack. I think we're going to see some pretty exciting slide jobs going on down there tonight as well.
Oh man, okay. In this car too, you know, I don't see a lot of open wheel races personally, and so getting a chance to hear that I'm going to see an open wheel car drive sideways a little bit is always going to get me excited. I'm really looking forward to seeing what these guys are going to pull off here tonight, here on Tuesday Night Thunder. Almost said Thursday night. Don't want to travel through time quite yet. But depending on how exciting this race is, we might just be doing a little bit of time traveling when we blink and get to the end of 50 minutes here at the end of this Inside Lane production show.
Yeah, 50 minutes, hoping we'll be able to keep this thing green for the majority of just that time. I don't know, man. I think there's a point schedule somewhere down there.
Oh, point schedule would be nice. Hey, here we go. All right. So, yeah, Watson's won 4. We've had some wins. Camargo's won 1, and Signori's won 1 as well. So 2 have taken stabs there at Watson, but Watson is clearly dominating right now in terms of overall points on the series. Camargo's right behind, not right behind, but is behind with 163. But between, there is a really close battle right now going between Labarge Fell and Minzes. Aldrich is there right there, too, within 7 of each other, right in the center of the numbers there.
Yeah, and I think that's where most of the fat on the bone is, if you will. These guys are really going to be battling about mid-pack. I think that's where you're going to see it at. But, you know, I think you're going to see a pretty decent lead for the front. Maybe expecting 3 cars to be battling pretty substantially.
Yeah, that's right. And let's not discount the fact that Siggy, as he is known sometimes, Siggy's down there with a 74 in points, but 1 win already. So it's if he's got more momentum that he can find here, he's going to get a lot of points very quickly, even with the series looking to wrap up here. Geez, it's only about 6 races away. So even with that amount of time left, Sean Signor could make a very, very big dent in the overall standings.
Yeah, indeed. We'll be waiting to see just how well he continues to climb up that ladder. But he's got 2 races here under his belt. With a 50% win ratio, I mean, it's not too bad.
Yeah, I'll say. Right now, out on the track, we got a couple of people getting some more practice done. Trying to see who's out here now. Just going to want to follow him around here as we watch him from the satellite camera, or the blimp camera, excuse me. The satellite would be much further away. This would be one hell of a satellite. The blimp camera giving you a beautiful view of Southern National here, lit up at night. This track is it's a tight little oval with high banking turns. They're going to help keep this on the track. These guys aren't going to have to slide out too far, and whatever downforce they can get out of this car on such a short track in such short bursts, they're going to be able to find it.
Indeed, qualifying underway. Watch a couple of these guys making their hot laps there, getting ready to go out and put down some fast times. You were actually commenting on just how fast those times were here.
That's right. 12 seconds a lap, sounds like. It looks like some of the best times that we've seen so far here in practice. if we take a look at the overall, right now, James Watson, of course, up there with a 12.4, 12.502, and 12.505 for Brian Labarge and West Shire. But right now, we are in quali now. Here comes the qualification laps as the hot laps are going, and we're starting to see some numbers come in for that. Oh, okay. So just been informed that it is an average of 3 laps, your qualifying time. So it's a very interesting way to do it. I like that. As opposed to just the fastest lap you've got, let's just give you an average of 3 and see how well you did getting up to speed and keeping that speed.
Yeah, watching Drew Bernardi take off in that 5.0 Deuce Strong. That's that Kentucky area code. Love to see it. Car tribute to the crew that was also on that UPS flight a week ago.
That's right. Bernardi doing his best there to put down absolute rubber. Oh, little too much, though. Little too much rubber. He was really sending it. Wow. Yeah, he was really sending it through those turns there, trying his best to get his numbers up for a good average. But it looks like he's not going to have a qualifying time tonight.
To Mr. Watson now. So he actually comes out late. But now he's going to put his laps out.
Very fashionably late.
Yeah, I think
Looking
he said, you guys go ahead and throw some times up on the board. Let me think about it, and I'll come out there and see what I can do with it.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do, what we can do here. And after 2 clean laps, James Watson shows that, yeah, he'll do it. 12.59 on top of the board above West Shire's 12.66 right now. Looking good. We got 3 guys who do not currently have qualifying laps. That was Connor Minzes, Sean Signori, and Drew Bernardi. Everybody else is on the board with James Watson sitting pole position right now. So time will tell, but I think that might be the end of qualifying. But here comes a 74 of Sean Signori. Speaking of late to the party, Signor takes to the track. Ooh. This is interesting. Siggy stops at the line. Perhaps assessing the situation.
You know, I just don't think Sean's one to put on a lap time here. He started from the back of the field and actually drove himself all the way to the front within the first 5 laps. So I think he's looking to do something a little bit more dramatic like that tonight.
Gotcha. Well, right now he is sending a clear signal to the rest of the track saying, hey, I'm just going to pause here for a little bit, get myself situated, use this qualifying time to my benefit rather than the benefit of my placement. I'll use it to the benefit of my driving. Perhaps he's doing a little bit of a last-minute tech check, making sure things are good. I see a little bit of tire wiggling. So there could be a lot going on there in Siggy's life. But it looks like he's back in the pits as the qualifying timer is up. And very shortly here, we're going to be going straight to the grid. And let's break it down. Here tonight, racing, it's James Watson in first place on the grid. West Shire in second. In the second row, Victor Aldrich with Brian Labarge in fourth place. Third row, Nija Camargo. Want to make sure I get that right in fifth with Simon Fell in sixth. Peter Donchak in seventh with Michael Long in eighth. Connor Minzes in ninth. Sean Signor in 10th, and rounding it out, Drew Bernardi. Here we go, Big Al. Let's take it from the top and let's see how things break down here. James Watson already warming them up here as we get ready to go. The night feels warm, even though there was there's a chill in the air. You can tell everybody's excited to get started. Any minute now, we're going to see the green flag, and we're going to have some great racing here on Tuesday Night Thunder.
Great racing.
Shock Series.
Yeah, you can feel the tension here and there. There's definitely going to be a little bit of a barn burner. Can't wait to get it going.
Yeah.
Waiting on that green flag to start flying, and these guys to put it in the wind.
Yeah, practice was a real exciting affair with a lot of cars sideways, a lot of the back end sliding out from behind. Here comes green, green, green. James Watson takes it away, and here we are. We are go, go, go. First lap is in the books with James Watson out in front. Shire is holding on to number 2 down on the inside. Then behind them, it's a bee's nest. It's the wild hornet's nest of all the cars right now. Stacked up on Camargo. Right behind him, though, we got a 2-wide situation a little bit further back, but everybody's trying to be respectful because no one wants to be the one who's into a wheel well here on the first couple of laps.
Yeah, indeed. As we're starting to get settled down, drivers trying to get into that race flow. Not a lot of big moves as of just yet. More moves towards the back. Connor Menzies falls just a little bit.
I'm sorry, Shire just made the pass for the lead there. Very, very tight move. Is he going to be able to hold on from Watson? Watson does not want to let him give up the position that easy.
Yeah, West got a little bit tight there. That car kind of got out of line just a little bit. That's going to give Watson the momentum that he needs to actually get back out front. He's going to complete the pass. Watson back up on top of the throne for now.
Doing his thing. Very, very good driving from Watson, holding on to the outside. Ooh, as he scrapes the wall just a little bit. Not a lot of chance to do that in these cars. Obviously, open wheel, very different from what I've been watching a lot of stock car racing. So I assume that there's a little bit more vulnerability here when a car goes smacking up against the wall of Southern National and it's got open wheels like this. It's going to feel that hit a lot more, and it's going to gain damage that's going to be a lasting potential hindrance to them, or a handicap as the race goes on.
A little bit of a gap there starting to emerge between 4th and 5th place. So that what I said was going to be 3 cars battling for the front right now has actually turned out to be 4. Watson, Shire, Camargo, and Labarge.
Out in front now. Watson still holding on. Shire right behind, still very, very much in touch with the leader, putting the screws to him, trying to stay challenging as these 4, as you said, Big Al, are making that split just a little further now. We're a second and a half, and just a little over a second and a half between Labarge and Aldrich, as that gap is forming even more as these laps go on. We're already on lap 15 here. When we're doing 12 seconds a lap, folks, it's going to be going by very, very quickly, but we're going to be here for 50 solid minutes, no matter what happens up or down. Let's keep watching.
Speaking of keeping watching, you were watching the 21 of Michael Long as he is now being scored a lap down as he came back through pit road. Not sure, might have been serving a black flag.
Well, that's unfortunate. Didn't want to see that, obviously. Early on, this is the kind of thing where that will build on you. And now Long just hoping for a yellow or some situation where he can get stacked up and try to challenge again, because the gap is only going to be increasing between Watson, Shire, and the rest of the field here.
Yeah, and I mean, barring a car that probably self-spins, I think it's be hard-pressed to get a caution coming out here tonight. These guys giving each other plenty of room, being pretty respectful. So and it's been single file racing pretty much since the flag has flown.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The only time we saw a little bit of 2x2 was when Peter Donchak there was unfortunately stuck up early on next to the likes of Connor Minzes and Sean Signor. But now Donchak is a little bit further back. Minzes bouncing off the wall a couple of times. The number 9 not really having a time of it, as it looks like he's getting just a little loosey-goosey there, coming out of one of those, or excuse me, going into 1 and 2. Ooh. Big check up there, right there for Sean Signor. Signor wants to try to get around the 9 at this point. I think you can see it, but it's going to be a tough situation. Like you said, this is a single file race right now, so making that pass is going to be a matter of opportunity, but it's also going to be a matter of courtesy. No one wants to get in. Oh, here we go. A pass has started to happen, though. Signori's looking for, Donchak is looking for the pass on Signori with a sudden attack, but it doesn't stick.
Just a little bit of contact there. Those drivers getting a little closer than they might have wanted to be for comfort, but everything shakes out. Looks like it's going to be pretty good so far.
Phew. Too close for comfort. And here comes Signor. He makes the pass. Oh, and the 9 cycles around Minzes. Looks to do the do-si-do. Isn't going to be able to pull off the full maneuver, though, as Signor moves up to 7.
Yeah, big battle going on there. That 86 car also finds himself.
Oh! Sean's around.
Sideways. No caution. Oh, he plows into the wall. That's going to leave a mark.
Yeah.
He lost that
he's
front
lost the
tire.
wheel.
You know, he was good until he wasn't. I mean, the car not really showing a lot of damage there as a result of the spin. It came when he tried to turn it around.
Really did, yeah. And then that just the littlest, tiniest little beep, and that's all it took. That's all it took, and it ripped it right off the arm. That's going to take him out for a little bit of time to get that fixed. We'll see him back on the track, though. I've got no doubt of it. But how far back will he be? Here we are right now, though, back up at the front. Guess who's in the front now? It's Shire. Wes Shire has taken the lead. Let's take a look at that. Oh, here on the outside. What a play from Shire. Incredible speed. Just incredible speed out of Shire there. And we're trying to see now if James Watson has any of that speed left in him. He's now looking for the inside, but those dips to the inside aren't coming back with any fruit.
Yeah, Watson probably grown a little bit impatient, but he is just going to have that if he wants to get by Shire. Shire making it almost impossible for Watson to get done, squeezing him down on the inside. Watson goes down, but he has to come back up just to get a little bit of breath. He's going to get another run at it here. Ooh, it's going to be hard making that pass on the inside.
You're absolutely right, Big Al. You're absolutely right. And Watson's line right now is a big line. It's all over the track. It's a bit of a diamond-shaped line. If you look at it, now it looks like he's trying to keep it under control, but he can't help from getting almost all the way up to the wall on the straights here. Can't help it. There he goes again. It ends up causing him to fall back behind the 16 just enough so that any momentum he gains is burned by the moment that he gets back into one of the straights. Ooh!
Not another car. That's going to be that
was Bernardi.
Or Drew Bernardi. He's going to be around down on the start-finish line. No caution is going to come out. Let's take another look and see just what happens.
Bernardi with
another one of those self-spins right there. almost in the same spot that Gore crashed just a couple handful of laps ago.
The Spinneroonie.
Caution's
And
up.
there's the yellow.
This caution brought to
yellow?
you by the fine folks at Spin Me Around.
They'll keep you turning. And in this case, I don't know what caused that yellow. I don't have anything like a crash on my board here or anything showing a yellow, but there is a yellow out, folks. And with that, we've got a nice chance to take a breather.
Yeah, I think that caution came at probably the most opportune time as the caution could.
Oh, here comes. Yep, let's go ahead and take a quick stretch break, folks, while these guys are going around. We'll be back real soon, though.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Hey folks, we're back here on Tuesday Night Thunder with the Shock Series, and out in front, Wes Shire is having to hold his own against James Watson, who is angry that Shire has been holding on to that number one spot for so long in this race. We're at lap 50 right now, and these guys have been going neck and neck for this entire race so far. Shire really wanting to show Watson that, hey, someone else can win one of these races every once in a while, man. Watson saying, no way, Jose, I'm going to stay on the inside. I'm going to stay competitive. But at the same time, I'm going to be driving the tires off this thing. And I've just got to say, I have a feeling that James Watson is going to pay the price. He's the one who's putting the money on the line right now. Shire's got the easier line, but Watson's the one who's just queuing himself up potentially here for a bit of disaster. Watching that line, he is moving down to the inside on the turns, high to the outside on the straights. And it's just causing some unique oscillations in the vehicle. There we go. Big push from him. Watson just trying for anything as the whole field gets stacked up now. There's a yellow out again, though. And this time I think we know what happened. Yeah, Peter Donchak made a jump to the pits. Oh, wow. Donchak and Aldrich right into it, but Donchak hard into the wall. What caused that? Was that a technical issue? We got to see that again. Let's see if we can get another view, maybe another angle on Donchak here. Makes a left turn, gets ready for the left turn. That looks good, and then wow! No, I think it just snapped on him potentially. He just overcorrected it, and the car got out from under him. Very slippery. Very, very slippery. Unfortunate for Donchak, unfortunate for Aldrich. But here we are getting giving laps back to a couple people here. Drew Bernardi, Sean Signor trying to get laps back. As once again, Shire is saying to himself, oh man, I got to defend against Watson on a restart again. And Watson is saying, how can I use this restart to my advantage? How can I, on this restart, really jump ahead of Wes Shire? And just, if I can get ahead of him, maybe I can hold him off. But that defensive driving isn't something we've seen. I know we haven't seen it out of Shire. We haven't seen it out of Watson. We've just seen aggression on top of aggression as it's been going on in the night so far. So there's a lot that can be done, a lot still to be said. pace car going around. Lights are off on it, so I think we're going to be seeing this start up very soon, folks. So hope you guys are having a good time. Lap 58 here. We are cruising through tonight's race. It has been an exciting one. Green flag, folks. We still have 35 minutes left in this race. So anything can happen. As we've just seen, we had that crash between Aldrich and Donchak. And now out in front, Shire and Watson are queuing up the next stage of this race. Shire and Donchak are leading another squad of 4 cars there. That's Camargo, Labarge, Fell, and Minzes. Right behind them, Minz is up 3 from where he started, trying to make his way up. We thought we were going to see some of that behavior from Senor. Didn't quite get out of Siggy tonight. Unfortunately, he did have a self-spin. Here comes Watson now on the inside, trying to make the pass. He's got a good lead here, good speed, good momentum, but it's not enough. He's still side by side with the 16. Every time they come out of one of these turns, the 16 has just got it glued to the top. Ooh, almost too glued, the 16. Very wild here as Shire falls behind just a little bit. Watson gains the lead for moments at a time. And I think Shire may finally be cooked if Watson is willing to drive like the madman he is. But you know what's going on too is Camargo. Right behind them, he's a shark in the water. He's looking to see what's going to happen between these two ahead of them, because either way, he's got an opportunity for a door to open to drive right past someone when they get, you know, a little flustered from the pass that's potentially coming up here. Oh, Watson down to the inside. Another far push. Not quite enough. These guys have been side by side since the restart, folks. And it's not looking like it's going to give up anytime soon. Camargo behind them, though, has Labarge to worry about. Labarge now saying, hey, I want a slice of this action as well. You can see this group of 4 cars here. Camargo and Labarge sitting back there. If any of the 16 or the Watson, if Shire or Watson look in their rear view, that's all they're going to see is these guys hungry to get involved. And that's going to be putting even more pressure on them as they just try to focus on keeping all 4 wheels in a line. The 39 tries to close the door on the 16 for the first time in the most of the race. Here he gets it. The 39 takes the lead, but oh, maybe only for a lap, as now he's on the outside. It's the 39 of James Watson fighting off the 16 of West Shire, still fighting him off. West Shire refusing to give up the fact that this race is his. You can hear them bouncing through the turns. You can see the sparks flying as he bounces off the wall. But James Watson now cleanly in the lead of this race. The place he wanted to be, the place he was when the race started. He's led a few laps here tonight, folks, but now he's back in the lead where he wants to be. James Watson leading Shire, Shire leading Camargo. That's the 1, 2, 3. Camargo almost getting passed there by Labarge. There is plenty of action going on here in the top 5 right now. Whereas we had a bit of a moment of green flag racing when things were cooling off, now there is a lot of activity. Camargo here starting to signal on the inside that maybe he can get past Shire as well. Pull the same move that Watson did just a few moments ago.
Yeah, you can believe these guys are starting to get a little bit, you know, racy. That's the word I like to use, especially at this point. We're officially halfway through this thing. So now, you know, you're racing for it.
Yep. You can only run. You know what? You know what they say, Big Al. How far can you run into the forest? Only halfway, because then you're running out.
I was wondering, you know, is it because the tree had fallen that nobody heard?
And nobody heard it. Exactly. Only halfway because a tree falls on you and nobody hears it. That's a much better version of it. I like that better. Well, these guys are on their way out now. They are racing out. of this race. And we are on the back half here. James Watson's out in front, though, and now it's his race. He's got a solid 1.3 second gap on Wes Shire behind him. Shire just driving his line. He has not been driving aggressively since he was side by side with Watson, but after losing that chance, it looks like Shire is just content to be where he's going to be right now.
Yeah, and apparently that is quite a ways behind Watson. You know, what went from being a pretty much mano-a-mano battle for the first part of this race is now just kind of fizzled off. It's like this is like the new Coke all of a sudden.
That's a good analogy. I like that.
Yeah.
In that analogy, in this beverage analogy, who's Crystal Pepsi?
Ooh. That's going to be Sean. He's a Crystal Pepsi. I could see
it. The new thing that some people don't want to admit that they like.
Yeah, he's Crystal Pepsi. But we call him Crystal Light.
0 calories, 0 sugar, baby.
John, if you're listening, that's just nothing but love.
Absolutely. Does a body good, my friend. And here we go. Oh, hard off the wall. That's Brian Labarge, the number 8.
A lot of zooming going on up here in that front row. And look, there's another one. Demarzi gets a little squirrely. He's going to lose that advan that he had once. Now that's going to be gone. Brian Labarge once again making contact. These little wheels don't like to make contact with much of anything.
No, they really don't. And Labarge is driving it like a bumper car. You know, I just learned the other day that bumper cars were originally called Dodgems because you were supposed to avoid hitting the other cars. But people had so much fun hitting each other with them, they just start calling them bumper cars and putting bigger bumpers on them.
And now we call them Priuses.
Ha! Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Round of applause for Big Al, folks. He'll be here all week. Please try the meal and don't forget to tip your waitress.
As a matter of fact, I'll handle all the tips tonight just give me all the tips. I'll be holding on to them for the entire staff here.
Very good, very good. Well, let's see if Camargo has got a tip for Wes Shire here. Camargo is really desperately trying to pull that James Watson move here, trying to get down to the inside and just shave off bit by bit the fortitude of Wes Shire as he makes the pass. And that seems to be the way to tap out Wes in this race, is just to get on the inside and bit by bit shave away that fortitude. It's happening now. The door is shut. Camargo makes the pass for second. Is Brian Labarge going to be able to stay, I got to say it, off the wall long enough to make the pass on Shire now? It looks like he's going to. Labarge, very blessed that he's still able to keep that car in a straight line after what we've seen.
Yeah, and slowly coming up into the rear frame there, you got Simon Fell and Connor Menzies. These guys are going to be wanting to throw their hat into the ring.
That's right, that's right. And you know what? Those two make the top 6 cars in the field, and that marks everybody on lap 1. Like, those are, that's pretty much everyone we got.
Now we're halfway. So
there
now we're running.
Okay.
We're running out of the forest.
All right. Now we're running out of the forest. Okay. Now the race is really on because you got that diminishing return. It's no more thinking about how am I going to set myself up for this race. It's okay, how am I going to bring it home?
Yeah, just like that, Brian Labarge now, he is down on the inside, creating that same havoc that Camargo created in order to get by Shire, and Shire once again is going to be falling victim to the same old scam, and he's going to have to figure out how to close that door, because just like that, you watch Simon Fell and Connor Menzies, they're both watching this, and they're going to be trying to duplicate that same process.
Oh, we've almost got it 3 wide from Fell and Menzies as they get up next to Shire. Menzies was just going crazy for a moment there, trying to get that car anywhere he could between the two of them.
And he's going to continue to do that. Shire knows that he feels that he's faster, especially than Fell and Menzies right now. So you can tell that he wants to break the habit, but you just can't think, oh, and then he makes contact with the wall again.
Yeah. Some magic, some secret sauce has just seemed to wear out for West Shire. Maybe he realized that it was just water all along.
Yeah. Man, that's interesting.
That is interesting. He was a lead. He led this race for almost half the race.
Yeah, and maybe it's the fact that, you know, they've gone longer on this set of tires than they have anything else. So just kind of wondering, do we have a tank size for these? Like how many laps they can go?
I don't know. Yeah, we might be able to find that out maybe in a little bit here, but I don't have that off the top of my head.
Okay, so they should be pitting at least one more time before this is over.
Gotcha. About 20 minutes worth of fuel per tank, doing
so
it at top speed on. That's not bad.
And that means they're not quite yet into that pit window. So maybe that is what we're seeing. Maybe Shire just kind of burned his tires up and he's waiting on that next green flag pit stop.
Maybe. Well, pretty soon here, what's going to start happening is James Watson's going to start meeting the cars on the other side of the track in a little bit. Right now, James Watson is in the lead by almost 6 seconds. He's 5.5 seconds ahead of Camargo. And here he comes, making the pass on Shire.
Yep, here's
As Shire
Shire.
enters pit road.
He's on pit road.
Trying to figure out what the car needs to eat.
It's going to be tight. That's all I could say about that.
That's right. Oh, whoa! Shire absolutely burns rubber getting off pit road there. Manages to get back on the track. That's going to put him a full lap and a half down.
Yeah, green flag pit stops kind of suck here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no one likes that, but it's going to be essential. As we got Labarge, he is now making his way down the pit road with that 8 car.
Starting to happen. And we've only got we only had about 5 cars left on the lead lap. Now with Labarge down, we're going to have 4 cars on the lead lap.
And I'm still kind of watching now the leader. He is on pit road.
Okay,
so
James Watson, the pace setter, yeah.
Intently watching the Watson crew, ensuring that they don't have any missteps, mishaps, or accidents on pit road, because that's going to be the time that's going to matter. We're watching to see what his time was. Those guys actually had a pretty successful run there in the box with a 6.6 seconds. That seems to be somewhere right there in the thick of the average. The fastest that we've seen thus far is a 6.2. That was actually laid down by none other than Brian Labarge himself. And then the highest we've seen is a 6.9 set by Mr. Michael Long. And it appears that Connor Menzies had a fuel-only pit stop. So he is going to be pushing. Oh, got a car sideways. That looks like it's going to be Camargo. He is kind of sideways and out of line.
Yikes. Camargo sideways. That's going to drop another car from the lead lap, unfortunately. Now, the top three, Fell, Minzes, and Watson. Fell and Minzes still need to pit.
Yeah, indeed. And now Simon Fell looks like he's going to be trying to do just that, peeking to try to get down on the inside, but Camargo is back to running. The Aji is. Call him his first name, his last name, Camargi. There's Simon Fell. He is down on pit road.
Yep, the 256 now taking a little breather. We'll see what he does. He's up, getting the freshies on. He's down. And Fell's going to do a bit of a longer pit stop, an 8.12.
Oh, Namart and the IG Camargo around sideways again. That car is struggling.
That's going to be one they discuss after the race.
Yeah, kind of, now that West Shire's going to be right back behind him, Joe, it just kind of makes you wonder what's really going on. Is that a result of the impending doom or the pressure, or is that just ill handling conditions?
Yeah, it's a very good question. As we have two cars now leading this race, Minzes, who still has not pit since lap 55, and James Watson, who we expected to lead this race. He's getting ready for it again, but here comes the yellow flag.
Simon Fell around in the 256. Wonder if the 256 on that car has anything to do with the great state of Alabama.
Good question. Usually when you see those 3 digits on a car, you know they've got some kind of special meaning.
You see it, that same spot there that Mr. Signor and Bernardi set. And that's going to send him behind the wall as well. Hey, Simon Fell, Big Al up in the booth. You got me? Simon Fell, Big Al up in the booth. You got me? All right. He was unavailable.
That's all right.
He might have saw you in there, Joe, and got intimidated.
Yep, I understand. I am a very scary person.
Yeah, you're La Coco.
I'm good. What?
Isn't that your name, Joe La Coco?
Joe LoCastro.
Oh, I thought they were saying you Loco Joe. Sorry, I didn't know.
Joe Lo. Yeah, the Joe Lo came from when I used to do wrestling podcasts for professional wrestling.
Oh.
Yep. Oh, here we go. Back to it.
I thought it had
Green
something
flag.
to do with a J-Lo obsession.
People often do, but no, that's why it's Joe Lo specifically. I didn't shorten it to J Lo, but it is. My name is Joe LoCastro, so it's got a nice flow to it, but Joe Lo works just fine.
We could call you Jay for short, J Lo.
You could call me Jay. I wouldn't mind that.
J Lo.
Yeah.
J La Coco.
Jay LaCoco. I'm going to use that as a pseudonym if I ever have to sign a bad check someday.
Speaking of
let's see
LaCoco,
now.
still watching the AG Camargo. He is not not having the handling night that I think he's wanted. But he is definitely doing the best. Brian Labarge completed his pit cycle. He is back running up front with the big boys.
Yes, sir.
Watson's lead trimmed back quite a bit, but he is definitely determined that he is going to get that thing stretched back out to where it was.
Yeah, it got trimmed back, but he, like you said, he's already hard at work on it, and no one is coming anywhere near it. Not in this car. He seems to have a knowledge. Oh, there goes Camargo. Camargo's around, and then he goes into Minz's, into Shire.
That's gonna suck.
It's the big one here.
Yeah,
Southern National.
And the big one, when the big one consists of 3 cars out of the 6 that you have running, that's a lot more of a whoopsie.
Yeah,
Man, right there, 3 cars. 2 and a possible. It's like a bad spade 10.
Yeah, 2 into the wall there. Shire limps back. Camargo. He's going to limp back as well.
More bow-legged than I am.
Really unfortunate situations there. As time ticks on, we have less than 15 minutes left in this race, and James Watson is finding himself in a fight for his life a lot more often now, thanks to these yellows.
Well, now it's going to get to the point where it doesn't do any good to throw any yellows because there's no one on the other side of the wall that wants to see you at this point in the race. The guys are going to be like, we have nothing to offer. You might as well go get a hot dog and a Coke because we got no tires, we got no gas.
Yeah.
So the last thing the drivers want are more heat cycles.
Yeah, exactly. They just want a consistency. They want consistency from here to the end of the race. They want some predictability from here to the end of the race. So we're going to see if that is what ends up happening. Right now we've got James Watson trying to keep him warm as he goes around. The lights are off in the pace car. Brian Labarge right behind Watson right now, and Mins is behind him. We'll see what happens. Here comes the green. Everyone's going. The flashes are flashing, and we are racing yet again.
All 4 of us.
Yeah. Hey, it counts.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And this is going to really count well for Simon Feld. Well, no, actually, Michael Long there in that 21 car.
Yes, sir.
And he'll have a solid 4th-place finish tonight.
Bouncing through these turns, James Watson with Brian Labarge, and Connor Mins is right behind. Labarge hasn't pit since 119. Mins is the most recent, having pit on 136. But it looks like these guys are going to be the 3 racing for the gold.
And they should have plenty of stamina and juice to make it all the way to the end of this thing.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
There's no reason to come pit road again unless it's just, beat up.
Yeah, Watson's got to maintain pace, but he doesn't need to outdrive himself right now. He's just got to maintain pace. Yeah. You got to imagine that in a track this small, once you've done about 160 laps of it, you've gotten very used to the sound of what it sounds like your car doing a perfect lap sounds like. And that's got to be just what James Watson is hearing in his head right now. The whine up to the wind down, to the wind up, to the wind down, and then repeat over and over again.
Yeah, you're
Just
right.
get it just right.
You have to be in that rhythm.
Yeah, you got to hear it.
Speaking of watching, let's ride along with James and see if we can't hear it.
Yeah, let's do that.
He is playing the perfect note.
Yep. He's got locked in third. I like that. You can put the car in third and just drive. It's just pure driving right now out there.
And look, he's not oversteering. He's just letting the car do its thing, letting it coast around the corners. It's on that perfect groove, if you will.
Yeah. He is coasting those corners really well. He's not powering through the corners at all. He's letting off almost fully. Really in a really good line now. You see now the difference in James Watson's line when he's not driving against somebody. He's got a much smoother line. Still a little bit more, it's even more of an egg shape than kind of that sharp diamond of him trying to dive down to the inside on turns there. When he smooths out his line like this, it's just a chance for him to shine. And right now, shine he is, as he is approaching a 3-second gap on Labarge and Minzes. Labarge and Minzes are within about a second of each other still. There's a little bit of competition there, but it's really going to come down to, can Brian Labarge just keep the car on the road, as we are down to our last 8.5 minutes here of tonight's race. If Labarge can keep the car on the road, then what we're going to see is a chance for Connor Minzes to show his stuff. He's going to have to close that gap through pure skill. So we'll see as time marches on and we get ever closer to that approaching finish line.
Oh, okay. I'll translate for the viewers at home because they might have been misspoken or mistaken by what you were saying. So he's driving the NASA car, but you are saying that he needs to keep the car with the wings and the NASA logo like in a car state, like on the road. He can't fly.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yep, totally get it.
Uh-oh. Here comes James Watson making the pass now. He's passing Michael Long, putting him a lap back there. Another lap back, excuse me. Michael Long now 2 laps down.
It seems like every time we focus in on that 21 car, it's because the 39 car is passing him.
Yeah. Yeah, just about. You know, and Michael Long is up 4 places from where he started this race. He's up doing pretty good. Connor Minzes is up 6 places from where he started this race. He's the hardest charger tonight. So these guys have been doing all right. Long is behind 2 laps, but Long is also the him and I think Simon Fell are 2 of the last racers that have held on from that early pack of racers. The other 3 in charge, Watson, Labarge, and Minzes, they're the OGs at this point. Long is just barely there.
Hey, the 256, Simon Fell. He's got his repairs completed, and he's back out there on the racetrack. Going to be trying to put in some much-needed laps and some much-needed track position as well as points. Right now, he is currently slated, if he runs one more lap, he'll actually bypass West Shire, and that'll put him up in the 6th spot.
There he goes.
So that is going to be all the motivation that the 16 of West Shire needs to get his car fixed and try to get back out there.
That's right. Ooh, Camargo coming down pit road. That's going to give Fell another opportunity here. And it looks like Camargo down pit road, but not doing anything. He's going to step out of the car potentially. I think he might be done.
You know, AJ was having a hard time getting that car to hook up tonight. He was doing everything he could to just kind of keep that thing dialed in and point it in the right direction. We could actually see just how difficult it was. And then you look at the 39 car, and it's almost like he's just about to fall asleep out there. He's just driving so effortless.
Yeah. Effortless it is, with officially 5 minutes left in the race. James Watson out in front. Labarge and Minzes, Long and Fell are left in tonight's race. Here comes where things get a little dicey for James Watson. Now, he's driving out there in front. The race is his to lose, but he's got to pass a few cars to get there. And if he wants to maintain the pace that he's got, there's no way around it. So here comes pass number 1. Very gentlemanly move there from the 256 of Fell. And that's what you hope is James Watson. You're going to see over and over again is the guys ahead of you just getting out of your way.
Yeah, Watson just watching, not even his relative. Like you said, he's just listening to the car and watching the clock at this point. We're showing 20 laps to go. Just under 4 minutes remaining.
Smooth pass. Very, very good out of James Watson. 3 minutes, less than 3.5 minutes left here in the race. Watson out in front. Labarge has a good gap right now, a 2.5-second gap on Connor Minzes. Minzes back there by himself, so the 3 in the lead right now are all out of eyesight of each other, practically spread across the entire track. After that, Michael Long is still racing, Simon Fell is still racing, but those 2 are the last 2 of the original set of 11 that set out tonight here at Southern National Motorsports Park to give you Tuesday Night Thunder Shock Series.
Well, I definitely think a lot of drivers not only felt the thunder, but they felt the shock here as well tonight.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it. The shock indeed. The shock of smacking the outside wall. The shock of realizing your race is over without even being able to make it to the end. The DNFs were being handed out left and right tonight across the board.
Almost like it's Halloween. We're handing out DNFs like candy down here.
That's right. The fun size, or the full size candy bars, king size. Here, we're the good house. Or maybe if they're DNFs, we're giving people apples. We're the house that gives people toothbrushes.
House that gives people, advice.
Advice. Here's one for you, kid. Buy Apple stock. All right, run along.
Go next door.
James Watson out ahead. He is, yep. I think he's walking away with this one, obviously, as we get down to the last 60 seconds in tonight's race. You know what? I'm not going to say it's been the James Watson show, because we had a little a little situation between him and a certain West Shire that lasted for the first half of this race. West Shire really deserves a lot of commendation for the battle he put up against James Watson here tonight. Westshire led almost half of this race for slowly, agonizingly falling back place after place in the standings, now sitting 7th for the end of the race, 62 laps behind. Westshire is unfortunately not racing right now, but he was instrumental, I think, in what created the exciting air for this race. And right now, James Watson, though, capitalizing on the last few moments, breathing in the last breaths of Southern National Motorsports Park here, going around. It's 10 o'clock p.m. The people in the sim all want to go home. We're going to wrap things up in 20 seconds with James Watson out in front. Let's see if he can bring it home, and we get the white flag in just a few seconds here. All right, there it is. This is it, the last one around. James Watson, the 39, bringing it home here on Tuesday night at Southern National Motorsports Park. There's the checkered flag, and there's your winner. James Watson, number 1 with a bullet here at Southern National Motorsports Park. Second place is going to go to Brian Labarge. Third place, Connor Menzies. And let's break down the rest of those unofficial results. Michael Long in 4th, Simon Fell in 5th. Nisha Camargo, I'm going to get that right someday, in 6th. Westshire in 7th. Victor Aldrich in 8th. Peter Donchak in 9th. And Drew Bernardi in 10th. Rounding out the 11th car field, it was Sean Signor in 11th place. Whew! What a race. And a deserved win for James Watson, taking it home. You know what? I'm going to say as expected, because he's been so dominating this series, but let's keep our eyes peeled on the rest of this league. Westshire definitely gave this guy a run for his money tonight. We're going to get them up here in the booth, and very shortly we'll be talking to Connor Menzies first. And let's see if we can get him up here. But first, we're going to take a quick break, folks. When we get back, we'll be talking to the finishers here on tonight's races. So please don't go anywhere and join us for that. We'll be right back.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Hey folks, we're back here from the break. We are going to do a couple interviews here with a few of the finishers. We're going to pass the mic over to Big Al, who's going to talk with Brian Labarge. Take it away, Big Al.
Brian with a Y is Big Al up in the booth with a B. How you copy?
I do. I hear it. How's it going, everybody?
Man, doing pretty good. Congratulations to you. You guys came out here tonight, and you gave it a solid try. I mean, you started this thing off in 4th, came home in 2nd, did everything I think you needed to do. Just couldn't quite find a way to get up there and get around that 39 car James Watson. But overall, how you guys feeling tonight?
Really good. There was nothing, even at any point there. I had no pace for James at all this evening. So normally qualifying is usually my strong suit, and I usually like to, I don't like having to start from fourth, but for whatever reason, the last couple of races, especially in the short tracks, which is where I usually excel, I haven't been putting the qualifying laps in, and even with that though, even if I had qualified, say second, or hey, even if I put it on pole, there was nothing I was going to do. James was going to drive right past me, so I'll take it. As you probably saw, this is a very difficult racetrack. It's tough to pass to, and it's tough to keep it between the walls. So it was just a matter of winning that war of attrition.
Yeah, we watched you have a couple of rather close calls there with the wall. I was just watching that, but I tell you what, that 12 triple nickel does not stink. It looks pretty good sitting on top of the board there. I just want to let you know that. So you had a pretty quick, fast lap. The only one that bested you overall was Watson himself, and that was just 0.03 of a second.
Yeah, I think I could do it for one lap, but if you look at the lap times for our last stint after that restart, he was in the 12.6s, 12.7s, and I was in the 12.7s, 12.8s. So, pulling a gap of 1/10 of a second on such a short lap like this, it's going to add up, and that's why he won by 5-6 seconds. So he was able to have that pace consistently, whereas once I realized I couldn't do that without destroying tires, I just kind of said, you know what, I'm just gonna do what I can and consolidate second place and be happy with where I was.
Roger, I'll tell you what, it still looked like a rocket ship from here.
Oh, thank you.
Who you shouting out here tonight for your overall second place dominant performance?
All right, want to shout out the sponsors on the car with NASA, JPL, Team Watson Racing Setups. They're a great group of racers. It's just a wonderful culture. Also, shout out to the rest of the drivers who participate in Shock every week, and you guys as well for taking time out of your busy schedule to broadcast this race out to the dozens.
Look, man, there's no place I'd rather be. Congratulations again to you once again. As I always say, hey, don't party too hard, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Roger that. That was Brian Labarge, second place finisher. Back to you, JoJo.
Yeah, you got it. Let's go ahead and get our, let's see, it looks like Connor Minzes is actually available here. We'll go pull up Connor Minzes and we'll say hello there and talk to the guy who finished in third place tonight. Hey there, Connor. Can you hear us up in the booth okay?
Hey, I got you. Yep, on clear.
All right. Well, welcome up to the booth, and congratulations on that third place finish. You were one of the three who managed to survive it all the way to the end on the lead lap, and that was a no small feat. It seems like it was a really tough challenge. Tell us what was the race like from your point of view, trying to stay ahead of that curve, and just what was the biggest challenge in terms of avoiding falling down a lap?
I had no pace. So just staying alive was kind of my goal, and I guess I did that. I was able to get a pit stop in pretty early and then change tires, made it last until the leaders all had to pit, and then luckily I was able to get up to front, and then a yellow flag came out, and I guess that just kind of put me in a position to do well from the rest of the race.
Absolutely. Well, the yellow flags really seemed to pay off, especially towards the end of this race for several drivers. You yourself included, as you just mentioned, were able to benefit from it here. Did you had a very close call there in what I referred to as the big one, where you drove in between two cars that were in the middle of wrecking, and you managed a really amazing dodge there. So I wanted to say good job there. And let's see, you've got. How are you looking ahead in terms of this race series? Do you think you've got what it takes to catch and crack a little bit of the James Watson magic?
No. Tonight was Big evidence. Like, I have no pace compared to James. James is on a different level entirely.
Well, it does seem like this, this is my first race that I've actually called with you guys, and I've learned a couple of things tonight. One thing I have learned is James Watson is a very fast driver, but you yourself, my friend, have done some pretty good things with the situations that were given to you tonight. So I wanted to give you a big congratulations yet again here, and say congrats on third place. Is there anyone you want to shout out to or thank for your performance tonight?
I want to shout out my buddy back home, a couple of buddies. Aiden, his birthday was yesterday, so happy birthday, Aiden. And then cousin Moby, you know who you are. And then shout out to Annalise, my girlfriend.
Alrighty, hey, great shout outs there. Connor, is it Connor Minzes? Is that how I pronounce your name?
So it's like the restroom, you just drop the ES, Mins.
Mins, perfect. Connor Mins, thank you very much. Connor Mins, folks, the number 9 here in the third place. And you got it, Connor, and we will hopefully see you up here in Victory Lane again very soon.
Thanks, guys.
All right, there we go. That was Connor Mins, and that is going to open things up for us to talk to the winner of tonight's race, James Watson. Let's get James up here in the booth, and we will have a word with him. Hey, James, Joe up in the booth. Can you hear us all right?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Hey, well, this was my first chance to call this series, and I was warned going in that you were a fast driver, and here you are, my friend. Gold medalist for tonight's race, the first place finish at Southern National Motorsports Park. Congratulations there.
Thank you. Yeah, I was looking forward to this one. This is always one of my favorite tracks, and I've always ran well here in the past, so it was definitely had this one circled on the calendar, and definitely was able to bring the win here.
Yep, and you did. We got your audio quality's coming in a little bit rough there, James, but we can still hear you all right. You said your Southern National is one of your Southern National is one of your kind of go-to racetracks here, right? Is this what about the next racetrack that we are going to? I want to look ahead a little bit for you, since you just were able to shock the system here, so to speak. Next up, it's going to be Pocono on December 2nd. You think you're ready for that?
Is it any better?
A little bit. Still kind of robotic, but we got you.
Yeah, I think Discord is crapping its pants.
There we go. You sound perfect now, my friend.
All right, there we go. Okay, so what was the next question?
Question is, looking ahead at Pocono. You said you were ready for Southern National. Are you ready for Pocono?
Pocono, that's going to be a wild one, especially because, and this is good to give you guys a heads up on how it's going to work. Pocono is going to be a different format. What we're going to do is it's going to be 3 10-minute races, full invert after... basically a full invert all the way through the night except after qualifying, and the whoever has the highest average finish of the 3 races will be deemed the race winner. So yeah, since it's gonna be a pack race, it's gonna be an absolute lottery. I have no idea what to expect. I have no idea what to think going into that one. It's just gonna be a whole lot of luck and good position, honestly. So that's why it's good to get another good result tonight and try to build up a buffer to help deal with any calamity that may befall me here in a couple of weeks.
That's right. And, speaking of building up buffers and trying to get ahead of the game, the only other question I really had was, let's talk about Wes Shire, who gave you such a run for your money tonight. What was your strategy for getting around him? Like, how did you think, did you have to train strategies at some point? Did something not work? Did you immediately just have something that worked over time? Like, tell us what it took to get around him, because he seems like the one that gave you the biggest challenge.
Yeah, Wes has always been one of the the biggest challengers. I think he still has the most championships in the series. So having to battle Wes, it's never easy. And I knew with how hard he was pushing it, and especially the line he was running, I knew that his right front was not going to be surviving all that long. And so, but I still had to fight him just because of the fact that, you know, clean air is worth its weight in gold when it comes to these cars. And, you know, that's honestly the case with any modern race car now, but it's especially true in these things. So you've definitely got to maintain that advantage and control over the race as long as you can. And so when he got by me towards the middle of the race before the cautions, I was trying to get him back, but he was able to carry so much momentum on the outside, which was kind of surprising for all of us, because typically the outside lane doesn't really work here at Southern National that well to actually be able to defend position like that. So it kind of caught all of us off guard, but I knew his tires were going to be just taking a beating. So it just was trying to keep in the dirty air, or keep in the clean air, and not, while still not pushing as hard as I could. But I was definitely pushing as hard as I could when I did get by him, and saw me throw a slide job, which I never thought I'd be able to do a slide job at Southern National, but here we are. So yeah, that's right around when his right front fell off the cliff, and he was still able to hold everyone else off. So it was like you could never take a deep breath, but that was the closest I could take a deep breath at that point. It's like, okay, now I'm ahead. I'm actually starting to pull a gap now from everyone. Now I can just kind of back off a little bit and still build a gap, so that way if someone tries to pull the undercut, I'm not, you know, at risk of losing the spot. I have time to pit immediately and hold on to the lead. So but it definitely got stressful, because I'm like, how hard am I gonna burn off my right front doing this?
Well, you know what? You managed to not burn it off too much, obviously. You managed to pull away with a very good, very dominating win by the end of that race. And looking forward to seeing how you manage over at Pocono. Is there anyone you wanted to shout out to or thank for tonight's performance?
Yes, sir. Gotta thank everyone at Team Watson Racing Setups. Use code WATSPIN39 for 10% off at checkout. Binks Designs, Icon, Sim Racing Apparel, Track Racer, NRN, Inside Lane Productions, ZS Designs, and Dizzy V Designs for putting together my paint schemes. And hi, Megan. She's not actually watching because she's sleeping because she has to pull a double at work, but I know she's pulling me. She's supporting me in her dreams.
All right, folks. That was James Watson, first place finisher of tonight's race. Thank you very much for your time, James, and we look forward to talking to you up again in the booth real soon.
Here's hoping. Cheers, guys.
All right, cheers. That was James Watson, folks. And that's going to wrap things up for us here at Southern National, huh, Big Al? How you feeling after that one?
Well, I was just going to say, hi, Megan. And you know, one thing I will say to this is, James said he didn't know what to expect next week. Well, I think we should expect mass chaos and mass casualties. That's my prediction. Just like I kind of predicted that slide job. Awesome race though overall, man. You know, we got thunder shocked.
That's true. We very much did. I loved this race. I thought it was a lot of fun to call. I thought it was a lot of fun to watch. And I'm looking forward very much to Pocono in a little while here, where we get to enjoy yet another one here on Tuesday. I keep saying Thursday. I want it to be Thursday already for some reason. The weekend's coming up. But on Tuesday Night Thunder, we're going to do another great show. So my name is Joe Lo, up in the booth with Big Al, joined in the truck by Kobe. And thank you for watching. Join us next time, folks, for more on Tuesday Night Thunder.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.